hate doing VODs. Honestly, if Fredboat shuts down, I think I'm just gonna stop doing VODs.
Damn.
Because at that point, I don't think anyone wants to just sit here and watch an audio-less video of like 5 people in a Discord talking about D&D. I don't think anyone wants to look at that, even if you're a player going back for notes.
I can try to set up the red bots. It's really easy.
I don't know.
It was also the best one that I ever used, in like quality terms.
Either way, I welcome you all back to Into Hell's Maw. I'm actually not sure what episode we're on. Or
I have
what
here
session.
I have here on 11.
19.
I have here on 11.
Oh, we're at 11. Nice. Wow. By the way, last time, I believe our group essentially just kind of stalled for a minute and then went into hell. And then DTC had to disappear. And as you would notice, we also have another member missing this group. Silver is gone due to unknown reasons. And we are playing without him.
Bad good.
Because god damn it, people want to play D&D.
Aasimar.
I'm sorry.
Hey, you can't be evil, which means I'm good.
Either way, I would like to go over a few things from the Abyss, namely the entering lines as well as the special rules. So, as such, you step forward through the portal made from heavenly and abyssal blood. And you find yourself in a land much different from the ones seen in any of your previous travels. The stone here is a deep crimson, and trees made from this accursed rock stretch high into the crimson mist above you, with flocks of demonic creatures perched on their branches. You now seem to be on an island of sorts, in an ocean of flowing magma, a hellish contrary to the sea of sand you are used to seeing. In the distance, as the ground quakes, you are able to see what appears to be a massive city scaling these scorched lands on its 4 massive stone legs, each step slinging lava high into the air. At one point, it even seems to drink from this magma through its legs, causing the flame to crawl up it and set runes alight with fiery light. However, standing between you and this seemingly haven of safety is a massive mountain whose peaks stretch far into the crimson mists, and your only choice in moving forward is over, through, or around such an obstacle. Lastly, there are a few special rules while you are in hell. Some of which were written before events occurred. And I would also like to take this time to announce to anyone who doesn't play the games that watches the VOD, aka no one. You know what? No, fuck that. I'm not doing that. No one's watching this anyway. Lol.
Damn.
I'm just gonna straight up DM. I don't care about VODs anymore. Either way, so, you cannot martial check enemies in the Abyss unless you take their corpse back to your camp for investigation. The investigation action will allow you to essentially sacrifice looting that creature in order to figure out everything about them. From their biology, to you can make things out of them, to finding out their abilities, their stats, all of that. You'll also be able to, if you're lucky, find out any weaknesses. Second, while long resting, should a party member be attacked by a Dream Eater, one of the special enemies of this area, more than one time during their entire stay of the Abyss, they will be afflicted with a madness.
No.
And additionally, any madness afflictions will be done as such. You will first roll a d20, and if you get a 19 or 20, you may get a virtue. However, if you roll below that, you will be receiving a madness.
Is there a critical fail if you roll a 1?
There is not.
What about a critical success?
A critical success is a virtue. and they are very powerful because they very rarely happen.
What's the DC?
It's just a flat d20.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll probably make it a DC because it should be a Wisdom throw in my opinion. And that's something I need to go back and change. But I made that chart ages ago.
To check the body of the monster on the base, would it be a martial check or something different, like a medicine check or something like that?
In my opinion, it would be a nature check.
A nature? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Ah, a person with +8 nature. Mm.
Hey,
Right.
yo, let me be an animal handler right now.
The next rule is that death in the abyss is permanent and irreversible. This is due to the nature of how the cycle works, how souls flow through the cycle, as well as the location of the abyss, which I may not disclose to you at this time. The fourth rule is when attempting to learn and perceive new things about the area around you, you must do so at disadvantage. It's because you are incredibly new to the area and know nothing of it. And lastly, is that the lava here is of a special variety, known as abyssal lava. And upon touching it, without proper equipment of course, you will incinerate instantaneously. However, should you find something such as a Silvados spine that you can attach things to, this will allow you to do things such as fishing within the magma. As around you, you're able to see many forms of sea life dip and dive beneath the lava's waves, as it flows more akinly to water than to magma.
Oh.
I want a fire shark.
And as such, 3 paths lay before you. It would seem you could possibly climb up the mountain. Actually, no, wait, no. I'm not going to railroad you like that. I will allow you to discuss and choose what you would wish to do.
Damn. Alright.
So guys, looks like we're gonna have to blow this fucking mountain up.
I just woke up. What I missed?
Oh, what's... good morning.
Welcome
You're
to
in-
hell.
You're in hell.
Oh, so I haven't woke up yet.
Oh, it's okay. Here, does anyone... Let's get him a ration. How you doing, Devitious? How you doing?
We don't have a lot of those left.
No. Shh.
I'm not really sure. 1 second, we were. Last I remember, we were in the desert, and then you said something about going to hell, and then I kind of spaced out until then, and now we're here. So. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
You remember those bottles that we found?
Yeah, I remember those.
We basically had to use those to get here, and that was about it. The resumed version.
Well,
And,
can't back out now, I guess.
Yeah, and there was and we got surrounded at our camp, and we decided, you know what? Since we're surrounded, we best go to hell either way. Should we wait here a bit to see if anything else will come through the portal?
We could wait till it closes.
Will it close? Do we have a way back?
Whoever stole our heat-proof tent, I'm gonna go ahead and wager is coming to hell too, or at least planning to.
I would hope so. We could get it back after bashing his skull in.
I say we spawn camp this noob.
What is a noob?
A newbie.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that terminology before.
So, anybody else see that city drinking with its legs?
I think that's best point of interest to go to.
Yeah, I'd say so too.
I don't think these mountains will be of any use to us.
I think everybody can fly, except me. So over would be the best. Way to go.
How long does this fucking car?
What is a car?
Alright.
I
my
dropped my
voice.
gun.
How long does this fucking mountain seem like to get to? If we go above, could I make like an estimation of how like long it would take for us to get up into that city?
Currently, you are unable to see the peak of the mountain.
Ah,
It's Omega Giga high.
And I'm gonna the thing that I asked last question. I'm gonna pick up the compass and I'm gonna see if it's actually working here on Hell.
As you pick up the compass, it does seem to point north, as always.
Oh, you never know, Keldar. That might just be pointing to whatever you want the most, and I step in front of him to see if the compass points at me.
Who knows? That's really north also. If it's pointing us at don't know. Is it pointing at the mountain?
Yes.
Maybe that mountain has a lot of metals in it.
Or maybe you love me, I don't know.
I'll say.
Oh.
How would I actually put this?
I'll look down as I blush a bit.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. So, as you continue to focus with the compass, while it does seem to point north and in the direction of the mountain for a moment, however, after a little bit of time passes, its direction will seem to change, as if it's following something.
Oh, don't think it's pointing at you, Helena. And I'm gonna show it and it's going crazy.
Well, whoever she is, she must be huge, because it doesn't seem to know where to point. And I walk away.
damn. If this points towards metals normally, maybe it's pointing towards maybe a golem. A giant one at best.
I feel like
So
we just have to keep moving and see where it ends up pointing at after that. If it keeps pointing at the mountain, then maybe it's just the mountain.
I can leave Dennis here to look after the portal. If anything comes through, he'll take care of it. And I wink at Dennis. And he does a very large gulp, knowing what I mean. If anything comes through that portal, he's gonna dive bomb it with the explosive arrow and just kill it.
So to the mountain we go, or
We can watch this portal, or we can decide a way around the mountain. It looks like.
If
Well,
one of us flies up, can we get a general idea of what's on the other paths?
I can try. If I try to fly, can I still fly here?
Yeah, you can fly just fine.
I'm gonna fly and see if I can spot a path, maybe across the mountain.
You are able to see what appears to be something that's very closely climbable, and it seems to lead deeper inside to the cave, sort of like going up the mountain, and then a small pathway that diverts into it before going back out.
Oh, so through.
Yeah, it's kind of like up and over, I guess, or up and through. It's closer to it.
Secret tunnel?
Yeah.
secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel
Secret
route,
tunnel.
as you do begin to investigate the mountain, however, is that there seems to be a cave located at the base of the mountain, which would likely be a much more easier route. However, you are unsure of your escape from being able to leave the cave. Nor are you sure of its contents.
I'm guessing the path they can't see, and the cave they can see.
You can see the cave just fine.
Oh, they can see both paths from the ground?
Yes.
I will go down. I didn't see anything in special that I couldn't hear on the ground. Just appears to be that cave there. I'm gonna try to point in the general direction on a path going across the mountain. In general, I want to take the cave, especially in a place like this where I don't know what to expect.
I think going in that cave is a bad idea, but I think the one closer to the peak would be better for us.
Yeah, we can see the danger coming from far. If anything, we can try to escape.
But the caravan and the horses.
Does it look like the horses could make it to the upper cave, Smile?
It is not. Getting
Do the
to
horses
to
look-
the upper cave would require several bits of climbing and such.
Do the horses look happy at all in hell?
They look like they're about to have a stroke. Because
These
Again.
horses are fine. They will climb anything, guys.
it's absurdly hot in the abyss.
I was about to let them go back through the portal. And we carry
We don't
our
get rid of
stuff.
those horses, you know. We can figure this out. But you know, they make good like emergency rations. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Devitious, don't. I've known these horses for a total of like a week now. You just met them. You're not allowed to be attached.
That's why I don't want to kill them. They did help us. Since I'm
Flip
here
and
at
plop.
least.
Clip and Clop have been doing the best they can, but if they can't cut it here, you know, I think this place is kind of the essence of survival of the fittest. What do you say? What do you say, Seraphim?
I don't want to carry this cart all the way and not be able to have my sword in times of need. Especially
No,
if
eat
we're
the
gonna
horses when we need to. It is.
I say we let the horses go and try to bring the wagon a bit and try to find a replacement for the horses. There's probably horses of hell or something of the sort here.
I'm sure they're really nice too. Yeah, it's a great idea. Helena Helena cuts one of the horses free and slaps it on the butt through the portal.
Alright. The horses will
Alright.
neigh and whinny. They will clop their way back into the real world.
I wonder
Goodbye,
if they can
Clip.
find their way home in the middle of the desert.
Goodbye,
Nope.
Clop.
They're dead. Honestly, because
They're
it's
dead no matter
because it's a desert place, there probably weren't even horses. They were probably camels.
They're the
That's
desert horses.
Goodbye, Clip and Clop. I'll miss you.
What is the name of that movie that is a race on the desert of horses? That movie is actually really good.
You
There
know,
you go.
Yeah, that movie is good.
Anyway, Keldar, I guess you're volunteering to carry this cart without supplies.
I can try a bit.
Hey, Belzarath, do you have anything to make this cart tiny for a little bit?
God, I'm trying to remember how he does his voice. Fuck, I'm supposed to RP his character. And fuck
Is
it,
it like
I'm making him British. This is his punishment for not showing up.
He's a minotaur.
Yes.
Oh no.
Is it like the
British.
minotaur voice?
Is he a Minotaur? No, he's a
No,
Firbolg.
but he did the same voice as the minotaur.
Was it like his basic deep voice?
Yeah.
Suppose.
Oh shit!
Joe, why don't we just get schizophrenic snake in here?
True. The true king. By the way.
I'm also gonna get the Russian guy. For me, it's funny now. There's a magician walking around on Arafel with just a speedo. Now he has robes at least.
Either way, Belzarath will nod his head and will cast Rune of Pebble onto... Actually, wait. How would this work? Yeah, it would be Rune of Scattered Prism, I think, and then into Rune of Pebble, which would affect the entire cart. And that will cause the cart and its contents to shrink temporarily.
Oh, I got a... Last session, I got a one set of flame-resistant tents, so it's with me. So there's only 3 on the cart right now.
Nice. Let me open the Scrivener doc. Oh, yeah, that's another thing I have to do for next update is fix this atrocity in nature.
And
You have any traps anyone can set? In case anyone wants to follow us through the portal? That way we don't have to stay here.
Belzarath will nod to as well and will cast 2 sets of Rune of Mine at the portal's gate.
Aren't you so helpful today, Belzarath? She winks at him.
Belzarath will wink back.
Damn.
doesn't even seem like himself. And how long does this last here?
Actually, wait, this character doesn't get prismatic focus. He's a cult. Hold on.
How small does the cart get? Like a Hot Wheels size?
Wait, see here, hold on. 1, 2.
Like a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, I wonder if I have to push like those carts kids pull. Or
Yeah, it's probably about. Hold on. How big is a caravan? Probably about that size, and then 1, 2. So yeah, probably about the size of a wheelbarrow. Probably about the size of a wheelbarrow.
I'm gonna attach my rope to the start of it, and I'm gonna pull it like a kid.
Nice. Actually, I have a better idea. Instead of casting Rune of Prismatic Focus, with that, he will cast Rune of Abomination with it. And now, let me check what chart that is. I want to say that's the weird snake thingy. No, it's not the weird snake thingy. Oh, that's a bat. Cool. Alright. And with that, as the Rune of Blood alights onto the ground, a somewhat large winged creature will crawl forth from it. And will take a command from Belzarath, and will simply pick the cart up with its feet, and will begin to carry it.
Useful.
I kind of slap Dennis in the shoulder and point up at that thing. Like, why couldn't you do that?
The thing will hiss at you.
I hiss back.
Wow.
Alright, guys, let's get on our way. This thing's hissing at me.
Alright. I will lead the way. Smile.
So you're going to be climbing the mountain?
I guess so. I think that's what we agreed upon.
Yeah, that top path sounds better than the bottom cave.
Yeah.
Very well.
Until it's not.
No more bottom cave. Sad.
That has the hell background. That one.
Tops, tops, tops.
Sad girl.
Well,
Damn,
Harvard.
lol.
top's gone forever.
Yo, I think we got about a 17.8% chance of surviving.
That's based off of racial difference.
The evidence is
Yeah.
empirical.
We're dying on the cave on the bottom. Something would definitely kill us.
You would have been fine.
Nah.
Either way, everybody dies.
And as soon as you start climbing the mountain, it was a monster all along at the husk, and it will squeeze you and smash you.
Speaking
Imagine
of monsters
Devitious
all
like
along,
being really good at climbing the water wall.
so
with
who
his
all
little goat
who
feet.
all is climbing?
Me.
I don't have a flying option, so I'm climbing, but Dennis is flying.
So
My
Keldar
flying
can
only
fly.
lasts a minute.
I'm gonna
Devitious-
climb too. I'm gonna save the boots because I only get an hour on those, right?
Oh yeah, you can fly. Why did I give you that?
We got
wait,
boots.
Belzarath will
On the occultist.
Belzarath will ride on his dumb giant. No wait, but it's carrying the thing, so he has to make the athletics roll. So everyone who cannot climb, go ahead and make me an athletics saving throw, or just an athletics roll. I think it is.
You mean
gonna-
everybody that is climbing?
Yeah.
While climbing, I'm gonna keep an eye out if anyone falls.
Why does Belzarath have a -2 to athletics? He's a melee character. Why? I'm actually cringing right now. I hope he falls.
Yeah,
I
I
hope
rolled
he
a
falls.
19.
He's huge.
Helena rolled a 9, which made it 12.
I don't believe that meets DC. That meets DC.
That's some good rolls.
Helena, as you attempt to scramble up the rocks, you'll unfortunately lose your footing and fall. Go ahead and
Can I
take.
see if it?
That would be because of the height. That's 1d10. Oh, would you like to make a reaction saver?
Yeah, I
Go
scrape
for
my
it.
nails into the wall. How
Go
do I
for
do
it.
that? D20, another athletics?
Oh, it would be Keldar's thing to roll, because he said
Oh.
you wanted a saver, right?
Yeah, I was keeping an eye out if anyone was gonna fall, and since it's only one person, I guess I can try to save it.
Give
So,
me
Oh,
an
can Dennis help?
athletics.
Can Dennis help for advantage?
Dennis cannot help, as Dennis is a monkey.
What would I
Because-
roll here?
As I see you miss, I'll cast Featherfall.
Oh shit!
Dang.
Damn.
Yeah,
Save
I'll waste a
not
spell
needed.
for that 6 damage. You got a min max.
This man's burning spell slots. Alright, and with the
Even
feather
though
fall,
I have feather fall.
Nope.
Helena's eyes are closed and she's screaming really loud still. Like,
I don't know why I just didn't climb first and toss the rope down for you guys.
Because it's a long climb, I bet.
however, as those screams ring out, they
Oh,
will
no.
attract something that has been watching for quite some time.
so
As
it was
for-
gonna happen.
As 4 devilish creatures dive from the sky, spears readied in hand, and bloodlust and hunger across their face.
God damn it.
To describe these creatures better, they are akin to red-skinned gargoyles. As such, the time has come.
New music.
Yes.
Hell
Which...
music.
Let's see here. Let's roll a d2 for what music. Oh yeah, and go ahead and roll me initiative. Give me 2. Yeah! Wonderful. Jack, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Double check my initiative. There we go.
Yeah, I do be rolling a 10.
Bitches be rolling.
Ooh,
Ooh.
On that
minus
20
15.
initiative, the first person.
nat 1 and nat 20, baby.
Yo, you better have Sapping Sting right now. If you don't have Sapping Sting, that's cringe.
Oh. There was a trait for things in the air. This sounded cool.
Grab that.
Roll for Belzarath too, don't forget.
Oh yeah, I have to roll for that guy. Cringe!
Yeah.
I'm cringing. IRL.
Damn.
What is his dexterity even? I don't
His
know.
dex is 19, because for some reason he made himself a dex character.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
10, Keldar got a 6. I'm gonna roll for Belzarath last, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the Pride's Banes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 11, 13, 10.
I'm at least ahead of one of them.
6, 10, huh? Is that a cursed number? It follows me everywhere. Ooh, he's huge.
I'm going last, man.
Just
Oh,
go
I'm going
first.
before. I'm gonna go before one person at least. One.
Yeah, my initiative is just my bad roll I'm getting out now.
I bet.
Let me fight now.
I gotta set up initiative! Because I
Yeah.
couldn't do it before, because I didn't know what path you guys would take. But now I know you all are taking the coward's path.
People, what the fuck? It's not cowardy.
Bitch,
We're literally
man.
climbing.
Go into the cave now.
We are. It's on top.
Enter the other cave now.
Nah. See, that one's the easy route because we just have to walk into it. We're literally climbing into this one, bro. That means it's the more manly, okay?
The other one
Maybe-
has some cool stuff in it, though.
Maybe it's like the cave of Avatar, the cave of the lovers. That episode is nice.
Does Featherfall make me lighter?
No.
I can check.
Just makes me fall slower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only lasts for like a minute.
Yeah.
I'll make it up there.
You're
I was
probably
like, can Dennis grab me now?
you're probably all alone down there now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and RP run up the wall.
Oh, shit.
Naruto style.
Matrix style.
You're still affected by gravity, just FYI, Helena.
Proof?
The fact that they fell. is
Source?
proof. Myself.
Damn. Fucking owned.
Alright. So currently, everyone who is flying will be able to just attack freely. Anyone who is not flying will have to stay on the wall. You are currently standing on the precipice of death. Falling will likely just be D10 damage here. However, should you have been attacked higher, it would likely have been death. However, now I get to play a song. Actually,
Please.
wait.
I remember now. I have the ritual knife. I have to test it.
Why does it leave when it does that? I hate this bot so much. Either way, we're dooming.
Hell yeah.
Hello? There we go.
It's time for me to pop off.
Very well. Dahni, you get a free turn.
Oh boy. Let's see. I think. So, how high are we? Just like on a flat wall at this point, and just barely hanging on? Like, how high would it be
Yes.
until we like reach a area without falling?
Currently, it is probably about 30-ish feet down.
He passed his athletics test.
Yeah. So you're currently on the little precipice thingy.
All right. I guess I'm just gonna start off just with damage. I'm gonna go for a shatter on, I guess, the one that's in the middle of the group.
Damn.
One second, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my sheet.
Damn. This guy used shatter before I could.
Why are we shattering?
AoE damage.
We're damaging.
AoE on all three, I guess. Still get him.
There's 4 of them.
4.
Cool
Perfect.
stuff, image. Wow, stock photo.
Pretty accurate though.
This is less
From what I remember.
dooming than I thought it was.
It's gonna start soon.
Oh wait, it's a saving throw on the enemies.
I bet. Well, I'm gonna go put Shattered as again. Because I forgot. Shatter, more like shitter.
Constitution saving throw. On a fail,
damn.
it's 3d8. Or half much on a successful.
I bet. Is it all my guys? A 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point. Yeah, they're in a pack. That's gonna hit everybody. Alrighty. You got it, buddy. And these are the ones that don't... Oh, they still have the high con. Never mind. Ratio. What's your DC? DC is... 14.
14.
That doesn't seem right.
That's
I
about
don't know
right
if
for.
it is. I threw it in. I have a low charisma. Or 18 charisma.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. That makes sense. Because I was thinking that something else got added to it. But yeah, that makes sense because it's 2 plus 4. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 of them fail it. Nice. And it's half as much as on a failsafe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
3d8.
Roll that damage.
Alright. Is it... I don't think it's individual. I think it's just like Fireball. Oh, that's big. That's almost max damage. Oh my gosh. Alright, 2 of them will take 22. He's huge.
Too short.
I'm gonna flavor it by just pulling out my my little flute and just whistling hella hard. Just an ear-shattering screech. And then I'm gonna give Bardic Inspiration to... Let's give it to...
I still
Who's
gotta
next?
grab the wall.
I'm giving it to whoever's next. I don't know who it is.
A confluence of skill and purpose.
That's me.
Wow.
Wow.
And then Helena's getting Bardic.
Yes.
Did it just end? Oh. Do me. I keep getting baited by this song, man. Help.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we gotta get the
found
1 hour
a
loop.
really good mix today. Hold up, let me find it.
Hey, is this man trying to mix? Hold up.
Is it the mix of Doom with classical music?
No.
Alright. Danny, you get a second free turn. I mean, you get a second
Oh.
turn. When you roll a nat 20 on initiative, how I'm deciding it is you get like a surprise round. So, take your next turn.
Alright, you said they were gargoyles, so they just look like it. They're not like inanimate objects that are animated.
Yes.
Alright. Then let's see.
Let me play this song. Fuck you, Fred Woods.
This
This
is
is
so
pretty
calm.
calm.
And I will do a... Let me just aim with my crossbow. I'm gonna hit the weakest one.
Alright.
Damn.
Alright, go ahead and roll that to hit. That'll miss.
Let's stop.
Oh.
And I'll do another Bardic Inspiration. I will throw it whoever's after Helena.
After Helena would be Serapha.
Yes, then I don't see the turn order, so
Post the turn order now.
One moment, please. Stop typing now.
Would I go before him, since my dex is bigger?
Sure. Don't let me forget that, though. Because I will.
Okay.
Because I'm very dumb. Either way, Belzarath, it's your turn. Oh yeah, baby. It's Belzarath time. Oh, I know what I want to do. I know what to do. This character's got high as hell dex. I know exactly what I want to do. Hold up.
Belzarath time.
Oh yeah, baby. Wild down.
Oh man, I gotta go for a hot cup of dicks right now.
This character can just summon a gun. I forgot they can just do that.
Yeah, shoot him.
God,
I
I wanted to
guess.
summon like a blood bow because that sounds so cool. All right.
What good?
I'm trying to think of what I want to do here. Because I know I want to do a Rune of Abominate to give myself wings.
Ask him. Ask him what he would do in this situation.
Spill blood into your blood well, filling it with blood. Oh, I can damage myself with Rune of Abominate and then combine that with Rune of Magnetic Blood to just pull that back into me instantly. It doesn't heal, but it fills my blood charges.
I really be Vlad.
The flesh and the blood.
That's cool and all, but do you have a great sword?
I can summon a greatsword.
Nice.
Oh, I know what I want to do. Alright. So. Hold on, this would be... let's see here. DTC doesn't have a wing, or Devitious doesn't have wings, and Helena both don't have wings. So this will be 3d6 damage to myself. However, I will combine Rune of Abominate and Rune of Bellowing Soul to allow both of you to grow wings.
I'm not using my wings right now, just FYI.
Would you like some wings?
Yeah.
I bet. There's another d6 damage to myself. Alright, 16 damage to Belarus. I mean, not to Belarus, that's a god in another world, but to Belzarath. $36 HP on him. Alright, now, Devitious, Seraphim, and Helena. Each of you now have a flight speed of 30.
Nice.
You have so many wings now, Seraphim.
Yeah, but I only can have access to my actual flying ones when I activate the fucking Radiant Soul. So, yeah.
Imagine not playing a class that just gets wings.
Imagine.
Also,
yeah,
I just took
but I'm
16
also
damage.
cool.
Alright, Helena.
So how far above me are they?
None of them have charged yet. So they're probably about, I'd say about 40, 50 feet.
We also have 10
oh.
HP right now.
I still have temp HP?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it wore off.
I don't think so.
It
I
would have
think
worn
that-
off
that
either way,
definitely
because
wore
I think
off.
that's supposed to be one of the effects. I don't know.
I just know that I've written on the fucking things that's keeping track that I have +9. I don't know if it wore off.
Oh yeah, I forgot to roll
I
this
would
thing.
like to
Initially.
So if I wanted to ready an attack, how far could I fly?
You can move and then ready an attack.
I mean, you could just move
Alright.
and attack. Like, if you wanted to cast Eldritch Blast, you could just take off.
Yeah. Just try not to use all my slots. As
I mean,
of now.
Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
One I didn't take.
You didn't take Eldritch Blast? Wait, what
I
spell did
took
you
my
take?
sliver and toll the dead.
Eldritch
Oh, you
Blast do
told the
kinda
dead, though.
cringe.
Told the dead, these guys. All of them already
I'm
took
gonna-
damage.
Alright, I'm gonna toll the dead. The same guy that Devitious shot at with the crossbow.
Alrighty. I believe that is a saving throw on my end.
Yep, always in saving throw.
Saving throw these nuts. It's a wisdom save!
Yeah, I told you.
Why?
If it's
I
missing, it takes 1d12.
Yep.
Why do these things have 1 strength? Hello? Am I stupid? Did I copy paste the wrong stats onto these things?
Oh no.
I mean, they're flying gargoyles. They'll probably like stab and run.
These guys are supposed to have spears.
Yeah.
I'm so confused. Why do they have one strain?
Dex builds. Cringe.
He's actually a dex build. Either way, 17 is a d20 plus 3. Boom. Each of
Yeah,
them.
survive. What else do we do?
Alright, will that be your turn?
Bonus action, I want Dennis to swing in and just attack one of them and bite it.
I bet. Oh, yeah, because he's flying.
A healthy looking one.
Roll to hit.
His +1 to attack on his bite, so d20 +1.
I roll the damage.
1d4 -1.
Whoa. He's
0.
so much damage. Don't roll a 0. Don't be an occultist. Oh my god.
Nice monkey.
Here.
But now anybody who attacks that gargoyle has pack tactics, so you have advantage.
Oh shit. All right. Wow. Which one would you like that on?
The healthiest looking one.
Right. That would
If-
be
if-
2 or 3.
Oh, I'm going for those ones then.
They're falling out of the sky like two eagles making love.
Mm.
If only my turn is right now, but I have to wait.
Yeah, you have to wait for me to do 3 chargers.
I should have started with Dennis on somebody and then attacked that one. Oh, they weren't in range for me.
Yeah, I think it's pack tactics is only with melee.
All right.
Trudius.
So, as the sounding blast comes from Devitious' shot, followed by a crossbow bolt, the demons will roar in rage, and they will begin to charge forward towards you. See how long you can last. 1, 2, 3.
Who are they attacking?
Devitious.
Damn.
Oh, that other one missed by just a hair.
He hurted them.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
They mad.
And
That's
as
so
such,
bad.
the spears of Pride's Banes 1 and 3 will begin to glow with dark energy, as they will cast a spell familiar to those of you with religious ties. Smite. That's a lot of damage. Oh god.
Look,
Monka Giga?
58 damage to Dahni. You're at negative 28 health now.
no, 29. Oh no, he got attacked twice. The same damage twice, what the hell? Is that a one shot?
That is not a one shot. That is 2 damage off from a one shot. Oh my god.
Oh.
Alright. Seraphim.
Do I go full DPS or do I actually attempt to heal you? Or just a little bit? So if I hit you again and I get a smite off, regardless of what I heal you for, you're probably gonna go down. So that's unfortunate. I'm going to bonus action Divine Favor, my sword. So I believe adds a 1d8. 1d4. Yeah, I add a 1d4, and I'm gonna charge after Uh, let's see. 1, 2, and 3 went after.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, and 1 after. Pridesbane has not taken its turn yet, and as such, it is separated from the pack.
I'm gonna try and go behind and hit one of the weakest, the weakest looking one of 1, 2, or 3.
All right, that
Let's
will
go.
be 01.
Dennis is on one of them.
Yeah, Dennis is on number 2.
So
Okay,
I'll
got it.
attack number 2.
Very well. Roll that with advantage then, because I believe that's what Pack Tactics does.
Yeah.
I'll just do twice.
This song's kind of bussin'.
Damn.
Ooh.
No
So close
crit,
to a
though.
crit. Alright, roll the damage. And would this happen to be radiant damage?
Yes.
Alrighty.
This is.
Then
I
that's-
think my entire sword is radiant. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, nice. If your entire
Plus-
weapon is radiant damage, then go ahead and double that damage. Once you roll it. They are demons after all.
So it's 2d6 plus 2 plus 4, and then plus 1d4. So what would that roll be? Smile.
Or I just...
Would it be?
Yeah, you roll the damage and then it's doubled. It's like a crit.
Let's see if this works.
15. That's a low roll too, damn.
Yeah. Is it just doubled from that, or do I roll it again?
Yep, it's doubled from that.
30 damage.
A time to perform beyond one's limits.
Yeah, I
Surprise
get
me.
minus stress.
Obliterated. Alright,
That's a minus 10 stress.
hell yeah. Either way,
But
within the
does it
heat of
die?
battle,
does it die?
it does not die.
The
It
fuck?
still stands. Either way,
What?
as battle rages on, a small, red bird-like creature will perch on Devitious' shoulder.
Cool.
Prizebane
Kill it,
4 will make its attack and advance against Seraphim. And will
Hit
miss
and miss.
its charge and its spear tinging harmlessly off of your armor. Keldar.
Can I reach the one that is hurt really bad right now?
You may.
Okay. I'm gonna attack with my whip.
You've got the whip reach too. That'll miss.
Don't think. Yeah. No. And I'll you know what? I'm gonna use my where is the name? I always forget. I use my Crimson Rights. Shall roll a 1d4. But I lose 3 HP. But I'm gonna put it on the ritual knife,
Alrighty.
so I have a 48 HP. And that's my turn.
Very well. Dahni. Give me a death saving throw at advantage.
It's just a d20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How much damage did you take?
He's currently at negative 28 health
Damn.
with advantage. One more. Nice. 1-0. Belzarath's turn. Does this get any healing?
No.
Man, Bellowing Soul is so good. God, I need to. Being forced to play Occultist Scrivener on the spot is so weird because it has a blood charges mechanic, and I want to make sure I'm doing it all right. Hold on. This is why I need to rework this doc. It's so bad. Excuse me, I want to 12 hours, sacrifice. Is there not a max number of blood charges? Okay. God, this class is so weird. I need to do some work on it. Alrighty. Oh, I have Rune of Coagulation. Nice. For those who don't know, Rune of Coagulation, running a hand over your freshly opened wounds, you use a blood charge to regenerate the severed bone and flesh with bloody magic. To heal yourself for 1d12 plus Constitution modifier, or heal another for 1d8 plus Con mod. Why did I put scales with level? I wrote this so long ago. Can I combine this with anything?
Yes.
These
I
nuts.
can. One moment, please.
Omega Ealing.
Eel.
Damn, Belzarath is gonna be our Ealer. Now it can be a true war cleric.
This man's
Smile.
literally just being the occultist. Alright, so, he will combine Rune of Pooling Blood with Rune of Coagulation to draw the injuries out of you and to close your wounds. And as the old blood leaves your body, it will begin to form in spades around you, forming 3 shield-like objects that will begin to rotate. Let me add that buff to your character. What was that rune called again? Pooling Blood. Alright, Helena.
Helena just realized that she has wings. So is Devitious healed?
Devitious is stabilized now, yes. Oh wait, I forgot to heal him. My bad. Oh my god.
Damn.
He's huge. And I forgot to add my con mod to that.
Yeah, so that's even easier.
13,
Damn,
right?
13 heal. And that'll stabilize him.
What happened?
You're not back up, but you are at, you need a little bit more healing to come back up.
15, right? No?
Yes. Negative 15 is what you're at.
Jesus Christ.
And you no longer have to make death saves. Because that stabilized you. And it is now Helena's turn.
So 4 is the guy who's attacking Seraphim, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Fucking missed though.
So I'm gonna fly up to him. And I'm gonna swing at him one-handed with my sword of Corocai.
Alrighty.
And I use charisma as my modifier to hit, or
You do.
charisma plus 5, 20 plus 5.
Typist. I feel like +5 always like has the most chance of rolling a nat 20 for some reason.
Plus proficiency. So that should be d20 plus 7. But either way, that'll hit. Roll the damage.
D8 plus charisma. then I'm gonna bonus action invocation myself some temporary health.
Hmm.
Fiendish vigor. 1d4 plus 4.
You get a second attack with it, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Again.
What if we swung
Okay.
again?
D20 plus 5.
23. Alright, roll the damage again.
Pussy 2.
Pussy 2.
Yeah.
Me win pussy 2.
Hell yeah, brother.
18 damage.
Big. Alright. That one's HP will drop.
And my HP will go up by 7.
Nice. 39 HP on Helena. And as such, the Bridesmaids continue their assault. One of them will turn their attention. Yeah. One of them will fly up and will charge forward towards Belzarath, attempting to strike him. I don't believe that hits. It will not. God, he has 17 AC. Belzarath is kind of cracked.
That's why you chose Dex.
And as such, one of the pooling blood counters will activate. I believe that'll strike the shield and burn one of them. Yeah, that'll strike the shield and do a D12. 5 damage to the one that just attacked me. 23 on Bridesmaid 1. And then Bridesmaids 2 and 3 will turn to attack Seraphim.
Bring it. Literally prepared.
Someone tell Silver's asking how it's going. His
He can
character's
join.
kinda OD.
Tell him to join now.
Join now. How many Scrivener points have I spent? I think 4. I get a total of 8. Okay. I mean, no, I get a total of 10. What was I doing? I forgot.
Attacking me.
Oh yeah, I was gonna kill you. Again. Die. Okay. That's not what I wanted to copy paste. Why did that copy paste? Why? Explain now. Don't pep W me.
Nah.
Pep W this.
Alright, that one hit. Unfortunately.
Alright.
So-
This
a
would've
lot of
been
damage.
3. God, it's
Who they hitting?
Me.
Yeah, Seraphim. And because you were right there, so dang it, I don't get my charger. This
Also-
is cringe.
Heavy armor master.
Oh my god, I deal 7 damage. Why? You're actually cheating
Alright.
right now.
You literally told me to take it.
You're cheating.
After I was like, I shouldn't take it. And you're like, not take it. I'm like, alright.
Cheating.
And Dennis
Cheating.
is still attached to 2, so if 2 is... I just...
Correct.
Oh
Okay,
my
cool.
god, I needed to roll with advantage my attack now. That I missed. I just noticed it now.
Nobody's telling him he gave everyone wings.
No, he made the cart little.
Also, by the way,
And a snake.
if you give Belzarath Bardic Inspiration, he can Bellowing Soul that onto everyone in the party.
I'll remember
Double
that when I'm
wangs.
not there.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na.
Is there a cost to using Bellowing Soul? Because that's kind of stupid.
You die.
I don't think there is.
Let me attack now.
I bet. Attack now.
Alright. That. I forget, what can I use Bardic Inspiration for?
Attack roll.
Alright, yeah, I'll do that. I'm gonna attack the one that's significantly healthier looking of like the 3.
All right. There are
Because
two.
the one
There are 2 currently in front of you, and it's 2 and 3. So you'd be attacking 3.
Alright. Bet. That's an image. That's not what I want to copy paste.
See if you paste the image now.
What does Bardic Inspiration give me? Plus
D-
something?
Extra d6, and you don't have to roll it with the attack roll. You just have to do it before I say whether it hits or misses or not. That'll hit.
Yeah, I know that hits, but also 22.
This man's just trying to
Smart.
burn. Actually, wait. Devitious, you are College of Valor, correct?
Yes.
You can add that d6 to damage.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'm gonna do that instead. Fuck
Right.
that hit.
I will allow you to re-roll that d6 with your damage right now.
Nice.
They're cheating, DM.
This is all radiant damage too. Unless the Valor thing doesn't count.
I'll make it radiant damage just for simplicity's sake. Because I don't feel like splitting hairs.
That was a
18 times
shit.
2.
That was a shit roll.
Obliterated.
It gave me
However,
32 damage though.
as the skin of the Pride Bane begins to sear under your blazing sword, it will still stand, and its dark energy will still begin to crawl along its spear.
Alright, bet. Guess what? I'm extra hitting that fish with my bonus action.
No! Oh god! Why do you get that? Alright, roll it.
Because I'm a war cleric.
You're a cheater! Fuck you.
Damn.
That hits.
Hell yeah.
Cringe.
No Valak inspiration this time.
Yeah, you don't have any valor.
But this is radiant damage.
Jesus. Alright. Prize Bane 3, right?
I get pinged.
Does it die? Do I
Very
kill
well.
it?
And thus, an abomination is cleansed from these lands. I've been
Hell yeah.
playing too much Darkest Dungeon recently. Elf.
An abomination has been cleansed.
Every
a
time
singular
the-
strike.
I watched,
strike.
I watched Transformers and then I was playing Darkest Dungeon and all I could hear was Optimus Prime. I guess the announcer.
Wonderful. Either way,
Yeah, that's my
the
turn.
dove will sink its claws deeper into Danny's shoulder as it perches. Danny, you
Hey,
you are now at 1 HP.
Yay, I'm awake.
You're awake.
Oh, I'm before. I forgot to remember you. I'm before the next one.
Right. I was about to
Okay.
call that out. Keldar.
I'm gonna try to finish off the one next to the monkey. So it's of advantage because of back tactics, but that hits, I guess.
Yeah, but quit fish.
Crit fish now. Damn.
Damn.
Look at this guy not critting. What a loser.
Okay, let me just double check the damage because I always forget. It's D6, right? Yeah.
I thought it was a D8.
Not the.
Oh, I'm thinking of the blood thing. The
Yeah.
bleeding.
Isn't the blood thing you get +3 because that's the damage you dealt to yourself? Oh, you do.
No,
I mean,
I'm attacking with the whip right now.
I'm pretty sure whip is D6.
Yeah, it's a D6.
Yeah, D6
Plus
plus
7.
Yeah. Whoa.
And
Yeah.
it
Wait, do
has
you not
to.
I thought you had 20 dex.
I do have 20 dex.
Then should it not be +8?
Wait, I have a
That's
plus.
22.
Because yeah, you have the
Yeah.
+5 from your dex, and then you have the +3 from your blood rune.
No.
Oh no, the blood rune's on the dagger. Never mind.
Yeah. No, and the blood thing is for damage.
Yeah.
And I have to roll the damage every turn. The only thing now, is it dead?
From 9 damage. Let's find out in RP.
Yeah, just because
Oh,
it has to roll It has to roll for bleed. DC 15.
Death by inches. And the Pride's Bane, its limbs will its wings will go limp and will fall from the sky.
And I'll turn around. I'll see Dahni getting up, and I'm gonna go for the gargoyle closest to Dahni.
Oh shit. This man's going for the shield bash. Alright. The
And I'm
one
gonna attack
closest
it.
to... So it's 1 in 4 that are on Seraphim right now.
So 3, I guess.
Yeah. 3 doesn't
literally
exist.
one.
Here, let me
Oh.
grab initiative.
Yeah, post it again.
So it's gonna be 4, I guess. I'm
One
gonna-
Dennis was on got killed by Keldar, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I got a bonus attack. Whatever one is on Seraphim right now. Yeah, I got attack number 4. The one after me. Maybe something happens. Who knows?
12
And,
gigabytes of available space for Melty? Holy shit, I can't install that. Sorry, continue.
The 20 plus 7 on the dagger attack. That misses.
That'll miss.
Hey,
That's it.
yo, Bardic that shit, bro.
You don't have Bardic,
I don't.
Damn.
unfortunately.
Hey, yo, just Bardic.
Alrighty. I'm once again attacking Seraphim.
Alright.
Die.
Wow, that hit.
I wasted my good roll, man.
Sag. The dark energy consumes.
Monka Giga.
15 HP.
Monka Mega
Right.
Giga.
Danny!
Did I get attacked before I went on my turn?
Hmm?
You got it. You dodged, I think.
I dodged one of them, but I got hit by another one and then went to 29. I didn't know if I... Because if I did, I should have 2 more HP from that armor.
Proof.
Yeah.
Other way. Danny. Your turn.
Okay, so I'm back on my feet now, right?
Yes, and there is now a red dove perched on your shoulder.
Shit, was that a bad thing or no? I got distracted.
I don't know.
I don't think I have any healing on. I actually don't even know if I have healing on me because we never. went over that.
I'm gonna heal up Cravarus.
I got some healing.
Then never mind.
Called you Cravarus.
This
I
is
was
such
gonna-
a
I was
good
gonna-
party.
no.
I just want to say, this is such a good party for, Bloodhunter and Occult Scrivener. Because literally all 3 other party members can heal.
And soon, level 11, I can regen my health. Soon, very soon.
I get another D6 every level, guys, of healing.
Huge.
Dead. Kill it. Kill. Now. Kill.
Alright.
Kill, kill, kill.
Devitious, would you like to kill?
Kill him. Do it.
Sure. Let's. All I got really is crossbow. Just the one that's closest to me, I guess.
Alrighty. Well, if you're crossbowing the one that's close... Well, actually, like, neither of them are closest to you because they're both on Seraphim currently. So just go ahead and shoot it. However,
I'll shoot.
as you go to pull the trigger, you will feel your senses begin to dull and your energy begin to drain. Do so at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh no. Damn. Still hit though.
Mmm, nice. Alright, roll the damage.
Nice.
Hog out right now.
I'm pogging. Pog.
Big.
That audio from the Urban Dictionary. Pog. So fucking funny.
Pog.
Badass. Why?
Are you taking 23? Or, I mean, not 23. Are you taking 1 or 4?
Let's go for 4.
Alrighty. Belzarath.
And I'm going to action. I got one more. I got 2 more bardics. I'm gonna throw it on. Throw it on Belzarath.
Don't
Alright.
waste them all now.
Yeah, waste them all now. Smile. You
I
should
almost
totally
went-
use all
I
of your
almost went
bardics
to the
right
Hell
now.
Zone in hell. I'm about to use it.
I could show off something really cool, but I need Belzarath to be at lower HP to do it. God, I
Too
love
bad.
playing this character.
So sad.
I love
I
playing
can attack.
Occult.
I can attack him if you want.
Dude, attack Belzarath at a later time. Because there's a boss fight that will be very good in.
You're gonna make yourself a bomb.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't reveal this during the boss fight, but this is essentially what he was trying to do to you guys. And then you guys just cast Held Person on him and he didn't get to do anything. So, Noble
Love
Rune of the Queen. Upon activating this rune, you will convert all damage taken times 1.5 into an attack. This damage is equal to the amount of damage taken and has no rolls attached to it. If you use at 80 HP or higher, this attack will backfire and cause all enemies and allies in combat with you to attack you for 1 turn. This may be used once per 4 long rests. Why did it skip my song?
Probably blocked.
It's not blocked because I just played.
Who cares? Doom Eternal time.
How about
It's because-
you Doom Eternal this ratio?
I'm listening to that song on a loop now for like 40 minutes.
Pepe Jam.
I
Alright,
mean, unmute friend votes now.
back to figuring out what I want to do.
You know what you are gonna do? Get ratioed by this cleric.
Ratio these nuts.
I don't even know why I took offensive spells. My sword is literally my best offense.
I think I'm just gonna do Magnetic Blood. That will give me... Let's see here. 2 of them died. I suppose I can just roll it for...
Just so everyone knows, Dennis is still falling with the dead one.
It's not falling.
I have 3 of them
No.
are dead. I think he gets
Jamming, man.
D10 blood charges per corpse, I want to say. And then he got the blood charges from that and that.
I'm bleeding.
Bleed this. I'll just do 3d10. 18 blood charges for me.
Oh, okay.
Chillin'. Mop the blood and collect the teeth. Helena.
Like to shout to Dennis, take the spear from that thing's dead cold hands.
The monkey will squeak back, and you will be able to tell that its concerns or its hands are not cold at all.
Can he get the spear before the corpse crashes into the rocks?
He cannot, as the spear is far too heavy for a mere monkey to carry.
Dennis, pull up! Pull up! Is he okay?
He's fine.
It dies.
Alright, Dennis gets away. I'm gonna go ahead and swing at one of the ones next to Cravarus.
Slashed.
I only imagine Dennis falling, like those Hanna-Barbera sounds of a plane falling. And him pulling up.
I missed cringe.
Oh! Oh no! This is the last turn of Abominate for anyone who has wings, by the way. I would highly recommend using your movement to get to safety after you attack.
Oh no.
I'm Cravarus, are you or Seraphim?
Mm-hmm.
Are you on an outcropping or because you didn't use your wings, correct?
I moved towards
Yeah.
them, so
You
I'm
two are
up.
both flying right now. I imagine DTC just stayed on his little perch. Belzarath is flying. No, wait, no. No, Belzarath's not flying. Belzarath is on the cliff. Devitious is on the cliff. Keldar is naturally able to fly. And then Helena and Seraphim are both currently flying.
I still have feather fall, don't I?
Nope.
nope.
Do you? Let's find out in our
It
fleet.
lasts.
It's
Minute.
1 minute.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
also concentration, isn't it?
You
I
would... It is concentration. No, wait.
Right.
It's not actually. The fuck?
So, having already taken my first swing, can I move after my second one? Because
yeah.
it's attached to the weapon? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
You can
I'll
swing
take my
and then
second
move.
one.
What kind of damage have they been dealing? Smile.
Necrotic.
Oh, I have resistance to that type of damage.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Why?
So I should probably have been. I was like, wait a minute, is I taking necrotic damage? Smile.
I'm trying. God, now I gotta think about how much HP to give you back.
I mean, I could just go back to it and be like, okay, subtract half.
Do you have how much HP? Base 30?
I have 36 base.
36 base, that means you've taken 21 so far, so I just need to half that round up. So that means you will heal for 11. You are now at 26.
Cool.
Wicked. Alright, that 23 will hit. 13 damage onto... Which one?
We'll go with 1. 1 is still alive, right?
Yes. 1 and 4 are both alive.
Okay. And those are both right next to us. So I'll throw that on 1. And now let's see if they have attack of opportunity as I move over to the ledge.
I'm stabbing you. Is what I would say.
You didn't roll in that one.
I hate everything.
Both get to attack me though, right?
Oh yeah, they both get to attack you. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
don't use my temp HP for nothing.
I think this is this one's last smite. He's going all in. For the fences! 15 damage.
Just be resistant to necrotic damage.
True. God, necrotic smites are so cool.
My movement, that's not, I still have a bonus, right?
Yes.
Then I'd love to use Healing Light. I'm going to do 2d6 of healing, which means I have 2 left on Devitious.
Alrighty. Roll that eel.
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 Perfect.
Compassion is a rarity on the battlefield.
A momentary respite.
Soothed. Sedated.
And I'll land next to Devitious in like kind of a crash as my wings run out, and I'll say, "Oh, I didn't know you were a pirate now." Because he has a red thing on his shoulder.
I don't know what this is. I just woke up and it's here.
The bird will stare directly into your eyes, Helena, with the same blank, maddening gaze that you use to stare into others.
Can't imagine.
It will stare.
I'm just gonna stare back, and now it's the next turn. It's whoever's turn it is.
Oh, you're actually staring back?
Yeah, it's my nature.
Okay.
I'm a croc.
Make me a wisdom saving throw.
Madness, libido.
I can't have this madness, you guys.
It's not a madness.
Wisdom, you said?
Yes, wisdom.
Oh, son of a.
Oh no. Oh,
Like a
nice.
stamp card, you get like 6 madnesses. You get
Unpunished. Let's see if Seraphim continues to go unpunished. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Speaking
ratioed
of,
in my own
is it
D&D
my
game.
turn?
It's your turn.
Alright, the
Spare
armor
him.
heals me for +2, so that's 28 now. I am gonna motherfucking attack this dude.
No, spare him, please. He has a family.
Well, he should have thought of that before attacking me.
He just wanted to eat and try and feed his homies. That'll hit. Are you attacking 1 or 4?
Which one was the last one to attack me?
The last one to attack you was 1.
And which one looks weaker?
4.
And are they both next to me?
Yes.
Alright, I'll attack. I'm gonna attack 1. That sounds like a good idea.
Just spin in a circle and hit both.
True.
Spin.
Let's see how much damage this does first. Do I still have Bardic?
You do not. Yeah, Belzarath has his Bardic and Keldar does not either. It's just Belzarath and Helena.
Damn.
Could've
26.
used what?
Only 26
Could've used mine.
damage. Alright.
It-
So, Pride's Bane 1?
Yeah, the weaker one.
Alrighty.
Is
Oh, the
what I
weaker
said.
one is Pride's Bane 4.
No, I'm attacking 1.
Alright. So you will quite literally Darth Maul that man in half. And the bits of his body will fall into the river of lava.
Nice.
Burned and
I,
never
s-
to be
I
seen again.
smile.
As you smile at that sight, you will notice that, how do I put this? Massive lizard-like creature, several of them akin to with the ferocity akin to piranhas, will instantly swarm the corpse and consume it. Large beasts lurk beneath the lava's waves. And as such, it's the dove's turn.
No, it's not. I still have my fucking extra hits.
What the F? Why do you have
Yeah.
those?
Because
You're
I'm
actually
a war
cheating.
cleric. I am literally turning around and smacking this one now.
Proof?
Yeah,
What's your
proof.
proof? Post it now.
This is my proof.
Roll for proof. Oh my god, I hate you. I'm banning
Yeah,
clerics.
that's
I'm banning clerics. It's over for you.
My cat stepped on the power button to my laptop and put it into sleep mode.
Nice. Alright, roll the damage.
22.
22. And the same will happen to it. Consumed by lizard-like creatures.
See, I bless this soul.
And as such,
I'm
combat
gonna
will
fly over and not fall.
not fall. And your wings will fade. Oh. Sag.
Skip.
No.
My music. I'm gonna look down and say to the nearest person, try not to fall.
Very well. And as such, do you continue to travel along the precipice? Actually, no. You still have to deal with that dove. As the roar of battle quells, and each of you return to the precipice of the cliff, you will now notice that there seems to be a dove attached to Devitious.
Hey guys,
Whose
Devitious
bird
is
is
a
this?
pirate now.
It is
Shoots him.
quite literally attached to him, and it seems like the claws have sort of fused and molded with his flesh.
Is that not bothering you? You gotta point to the claws.
It's what?
Is it not bothering you? Does it hurt?
No.
It's
I'm
bothering
not
me.
really
Don't
sure.
don't look it in the eyes, you guys. Just don't. This thing's got a
Wait.
problem.
Alright.
Do you want
I
us
So
will.
is
to?
it like parasitic, or is this thing like?
Try
Like,
asking it a
becoming-
question.
Can
Yeah,
we?
let me think at it.
What's
Like,
it
what
smell
are
like?
you?
Do you just like look over at it and try and think
Yeah.
your thoughts to it? Okay. As you do
I'm
so,
gonna go.
it will
yeah.
just continue to stare.
I'm gonna, in the meantime, while all this is happening, I'm gonna focus on casting Prayer of Healing. So I'm gonna need 10 minutes.
These bitches be praying. Hold on. I believe I have some things that for that.
Oh, and before I forget, I'm gonna use a magic find to see if somehow those monsters brought anything with them.
One moment, please. I need to see if anything is attracted to magic.
People, what the fuck?
This one's not, this one's not, this is not, this is not,
Nah.
that's not.
Just let me
Oh!
cast.
These two are.
Uh,
Thankfully, they have, like, negative wisdom. Let's see if they notice you.
Nah.
Nice. Also nice,
Nah.
thank God. The creatures of the caves do not seem to be aware of your presence. And as such, you're able to pray with ease.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Just let me know when 10 minutes pass. This is technically a spell and not just a prayer.
I am I probably shouldn't. God dang it. I need to order food. Is an issue that I'm having right now.
Give us an
He's got
RP
10.
moment.
Yeah, he's got 10 minutes.
Yeah. I know, but like, what I want to do is I want to call for pizza, and that takes like a million years.
Just do it. Just let us RP
Why
for
not
10
use
minutes while
an
you wait.
app?
Yeah, true.
If you guys can RP with the weird bird thing that's just staring at people. I'm gonna BRB. I'm going to order some pizza. I'm very sorry about this.
No, don't worry about it.
It's okay.
Oh yeah, how is
Should I-
everyone liking hell so far?
Pretty
I got a
hell.
bird, so it's kind of
Good.
cool.
I want to fish.
I'm literally pogging.
Hey, I'm gonna tell everybody right now, don't make eye contact with this thing. It's a
Oh, yeah.
lot like me. It's terrifying.
I need to
Just
roll
gonna
magic
throw that
find.
out there.
Fuck. Hold on. That's unfortunate.
Should we pull it out?
Can you? It looks like it's kind of stuck there now.
You look kind of cool.
You might die in the future if
Man,
we
I
don't
didn't
remove
before.
that.
Can you talk to it, Keldar? It's a bird.
I can try.
Maybe it's one of those things that you say tracks us, like this armor. I've been told.
It's probably a parasite or something. It wants to keep him alive, so it can keep feeding on him.
I did notice when I woke up and tried to shoot, I got kind of dizzy for a bit, so maybe.
Probably sucking your blood.
Nah, I got
Have
too
I
much
been
of that
keeping
anyway.
track of? I have 2 or 3 healing potions. I think I have 2. I'm gonna go ahead and take one away from myself. Pretty sure I used one recently.
Yo, but I'm healing. Just give me a moment.
Everybody or just you?
I can choose up to 6 creatures within range. There's 5 of us.
Well, I'm chilling.
Actually, no, wait. Yeah, I can just make like corn dogs or something. Actually, no, wait, no, I want pizza. BRB.
Pizza.
So I might get something to eat also.
I'm hoping that I get a high roll, please. I don't want to fucking fail this now.
I can go up also and toss a rope down to you guys, so it's a bit safer.
Well, we're not at the cave yet. We're just on a little ridge. I got it. I think that'll probably be the best idea, is for actual flying characters to get up there.
What's flying? Smile.
Red scales, Pride's Bane's claws.
Wonder.
In character, I think that Belzarath would want to take one of the bodies.
I think they all gone.
They all kind of fell off the cliff, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and into lizards' mouths. That are
Oh,
moving.
there was lizards coming. I missed that part because my cat stepped on the power button.
Yeah, when I Darth Mauled one of them, the body fell in two, and when I looked at it, lizards came out and just started devouring it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Obviously,
all-
lizards we'd have fought in the cave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, true, DM, true.
Dude, Rune.
Imagine calling for pizza and not just ordering it on an app.
Let me take notes here, because I forgot to take notes this entire session.
I'm gonna assume.
Vetus, that nap did you a lot of good. You came out hellfiring.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look at the bird.
Oh no. You better have high wisdom.
Yeah, I'm gonna stare at him. See what that thing is.
You can afford a madness.
Yeah.
True. Just be mad like the rest of us. Except me.
See, that's like a worthy risk. You know, you might be able to get a virtue if that is how this. No, that's just for the dream sequences, the dream eaters
Oh no, that's how all madnesses work.
in the in hell. Okay.
In Ever.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It's just that I decided to
Virtue
look
fishing.
at the bird closely. And I'm gonna guess it stares back at me when I go close to it.
It does. And you can feel its
Is there-
eyes wrench into your soul.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if there's a way for me to check it to see if it's feeding on its blood or something. I basically do not a martial check, but
Animal handling or medicine or nature.
yeah.
Roll me one of those.
Ooh.
Let me double check my stats.
Would it have been 10 minutes at this point so I can click the enter button?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a fucking shit ass roll.
Would a martial check be available here?
That's
Uh,
not for everybody.
A martial check would only tell you, like, maybe HP and stats.
Did you not say that nature would be a huge part of, like, nature checks would be big down here?
Yes.
I'm gonna roll nature then.
Hold on. I have to heal people.
Yeah.
Belzarath will go to
Not
45. Dahni will go to 17. Helena will go to 33. I think. Nope, 32.
I was at 20. I was at 24. So.
Right. Seraphim will go to
Cap.
Cap.
Yeah.
Source.
I was at like 28, so.
And then Keldar is still at 51. He's jiving.
And you gave Devitious the 7 that I that I healed him for.
A 13 will be insufficient.
Now that I'm done healing, I want to see what this bow does.
It's a bird.
Does it look like anything that is like a red phoenix, perhaps religiously? Like a phoenix that we know of?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's quite simply
wanna
put a sort of like blood reddish dove. It's not like that red, I guess. How would I put it? I don't know.
I'll call it Ramses.
Yeah, I want to do a nature check on this motherfucker.
Do it. Nature check it
Alright.
now.
I get a +4 because I get Outlander's Instinct.
Oh my god, I think I had I'm forgetting my own stuff. I think I also had stuff that I could have used.
18.
Somebody.
Nice. Alright. What that will be able to tell you is the following. Moment, please, let me just grab its basic description. Because, for the time being, until you reach, you know, greater society, I will allow you to name this creature.
I mean, Helena already named it, so.
Would you like to simply
Helena
title it
got first
Ramses?
pick. Yeah, name it Ramses.
Yeah, it works for me.
Very well.
It's Devitious' growth. We're naming it.
While we were doing your
Shouldn't-
prayer here, I found this close to the bodies down there, and I'm gonna basically bring the stuff that you linked there, the claws, the scale, and the cursed spear.
Damn. That is a dove. I feel like that's not a very good dove to have on you.
From what you can tell from
Stronger
your
than my
nature check,
monkey.
this dove seems to be some form of symbiotic creature in which it attaches itself to a host, sort of fueling them with incredible power, hellish and demonic origin, to keep them alive, while also using their own blood and flesh to fuel them and to grow larger.
Does
So
it
it's
seem like
weird.
it would attack the host? Or
For
would I
now,
not know that?
at least, it seems docile.
It likes you.
Wait, so it's supposed to make me stronger, yet it only hurts me.
Well,
It's a
that
parasite.
and to give you the specifics of its details, upon succeeding, first of all, it gives you advantage on death saving throws, and whenever you succeed a death saving throw, on the following turn you will be instantly placed at 1 HP.
Damn.
Oh.
Literally unkillable.
And it does seem like killing the creature, in one way or another, would likely be able to remove it.
Out of character, the stats afterwards are... Is that the stats of the dove?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn.
What do I have to find out in RP? What the stuff that I got on the loot is?
Let's see here. Let me go back to it. The Pride's Bane claws are just that. They are demonic gargoyle-esque claws. The red scales, that can be used to make stuff, same as the Pride's Bane claws. And the broken cursed spear is what they were wielding. You will have to repair it in order to use it.
I think I've had enough fun with cursed spears.
Why?
So what can I do with this?
Oh,
just
by
to-
the way,
just to clarify.
Just in case you forgot, those things are still watching you, by the way.
We shouldn't stay here much longer.
Alright.
do
What were you saying?
So what can I do exactly with it? Is it just like a buff kind of thing, and I can tell it to fly away for a bit and come back, or?
It is for now, at least, it seems to be physically attached to you.
So I gotta just live with the buff debuff. All right, that's fine.
Do they still have ways to go, or right now we're on a kind of a road?
Currently, you are still on that precipice. However, further up seems to be the entrance to the cave.
Time to climb.
Wait a bit, I'll fly up and throw you guys down a rope.
Helena, climb up now.
Do you have rope?
Alright.
Do you?
I do. 50 feet of rope.
Nice. That'll be enough to
Do I have
cover-
advantage on my athletics?
For the
Because of the
rope, you
rope,
do
or-
not.
Oh.
Yeah, for the rope, you can just climb up it. There are 3 sections to this area, so there is another thing to climb up of. But I assume you just take the rope with you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
as soon as they all climb, I'm gonna. If there's a rock nearby, I'll just use it gonna wrap around the rock and still hold it. When they all climb, I take it back.
Alright. As you fly up ahead of the group in order to, say, let down the rope, you are able to get a glimpse of deeper inside the cavern. What you are able to see is a sort of snake-like humanoid creature that seems to have been watching you, but it will quickly dart back deeper into the caves.
That's not good.
No. Mean no harm, and I'm gonna toss the rope quickly, but instead of paying more attention to the rope now, I'll pay more attention to inside the cave.
Very well.
There better not be another girl up there when I get there, Keldar.
Might be a cousin of yours here.
Mad good.
Do a little climbing.
Do a little climbing.
What the hell? I have Shatterino open, and apparently Momo was watching Darkest Dungeon tutorials. And it got leaked somehow, I guess.
People are just saying D&D tutorials in chat.
Yeah.
Because he's typing off screen.
People
Probably
typers.
looking up like a guide for like particular courtyard shit. Like bearing guide.
Oh no, I'm watching the VOD here now, and the suggestions at the end of the video that he was playing. There is a tutorial there.
Really.
Can't do
Moon will
anything.
never use a guide. He's the god gamer.
Yeah, but you get fucking recommendations for random shit all the time that's like vaguely related. I would know that because I have a bunch of random recommendations. I'm like, I didn't watch shit like this.
Let's see what is gonna be my recommended now. I know my my homepage on YouTube is a bunch of unrelated stuff, but the stuff at the end of the video is kind of related to what I see.
Here's one of my recommendation examples. I watch sometimes like comic book YouTube videos, like, oh, Batman fought Captain America. That's pretty cool. And right now, one of my recommendations is all of Spider-Man's girlfriends! Exclamation point.
Mine
Consensual.
right now is pretty close. It's just a bunch of songs.
What's my recommendations like? Hold up.
Let me open a random video here. Let's see the Marcus Brownlee video. What iPhone 13?
Let's
Anyway.
see here. New
we
video
done
from
climbing?
Joe Cat. Sejam video, fighting game stuff. Random animation. VTuber.
I would say
I'm
mine
not a
is
weeb.
pretty in line. Mine is pretty
YouTuber.
in line with what I see. There's only 2 channels that I don't see. Mr. Who's the Boss? Don't know what that is.
Fighting game. TF2,
Climbing.
TF2.
And Veritas. Oh no, Veritas I follow.
I want more D&D. Are we done climbing?
Yes.
Hey, we
Apologies.
made it.
Made it.
There was some sort of lizard or snake person here as soon as I flew up here.
What does the
Apparently,
ground look like?
looking at us?
The ground is like a deep red rock.
Doesn't seem like there'll be much use for tracking footprints.
It's Minecraft.
Yeah.
Animal people.
But there are people or monsters inside the cave.
Are there any recognizable markings around the cave?
There seems to be a couple. You have Eyes of the Runekeeper, correct?
Correct.
Alright. You'll see a few carvings into the wall that appear to be crude symbols representing the language of Abyssal.
Mm.
One moment, please.
Oh yeah, another thing. While we were away, I was gonna try to talk with the bird somehow with one of my bird languages. Does the bird answer at all?
It will not. It will continue to stare blankly.
We should animal handle it right now.
It's such a good emote. Is this emote part of the 7BTTV thing or whatever?
Yeah, 7TV.
That's what I thought. Because I saw people just typing stare. Either way, off topic. But either way, what the inscribings on the wall seem to say is the following. Let's see here. One moment, please.
No.
So, it will detail, probably the best way I could describe it, is that showing that sort of off to the left, in a veering cave that's a bit smaller than the others, seems to be some sort of dwelling for someone. It will then point towards the left with a warning sign, while pointing to the right, God, I don't know how to describe this actually. Hold on. To the left, it will point out what appears to be a trap version of a cave, and then to the right, it will point out a route that is a bit more safer.
And then there's a dwelling like farthest to the left, you said, or just
Yeah.
straight forward?
It's easier
farthest
if I
to the
just
left.
type this out because I don't know how to talk.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. So there's some markings on this cave, you guys. More or less, it's looking like stupid people live to the far left. The left is their trap for tourists and for travelers, and then on the right, that's where the locals go. That's the local road. It says locals only. I don't know what that means.
Do you think of anything of value will be on the left?
It looks like that's where they live, but this language is new to me, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I could write it better.
You said it
These are
was a tourist trap? Is that a good
a traveler's trap. I would go ahead and say.
Okay.
Seems that I'm not sure. I'm gonna go. Trap is definitely in there, and then the first word is kind of garbled. They're using more or less symbols. The right just looks like kind of through passage. I know passage is there, but on the left, far left, it's like they just kind of carved like a picture of a house. So make of that what you want.
That's the trap house.
Huh.
Wallflower nest.
Pelu's dwelling travelers welcome.
More or less, this is what I'm getting from it. I grab Belzarath's pen and paper from his hand like the nerd he is, and I write this down for you guys.
Belzarath will look very insulted.
I blow him a kiss.
So you think it's a tourist trap, the left entrance?
I know one of them is just straight up do not enter, and the other one is Berserker claimed territory. I'd say that we go to these Pelu's dwelling and try and figure out what a Berserker is to them.
Might be a good idea.
Or we can just
Do not look at me.
They might know something about the bird.
Maybe send Dennis in first and see what happens.
maybe that bird is their god.
Maybe that bird is their scout.
I am the Messiah then.
Maybe the bird is fell from this place, from this
What's the-
cave down.
Devitious, what's the bird want?
I don't know. I tried thinking at it, but it just stared at me.
Think harder.
Let me try again.
Yeah.
Try speaking to it.
Where do you want to go, bird?
The bird will just stare at you.
Answer me
Once more.
now.
Do not stare at the 7-foot tall man that is based off of the critically acclaimed manga series Berserk to go in Berserker claim territory.
Are you standing behind Devitious right now, Seraphim?
Behind in what fashion?
Like, where are you standing in relation to him?
I'm kind of like, well, I assume that we're kind of like in the cave a little bit. I'd probably be the closest one to the entrance of the cave.
Oh, okay. The bird will
I'd be
stare at
close
you.
Can I see maybe somehow the tracks of this snake person that went in to see what side they went in, left or right?
Oh, you can. It would seem that very few tracks enter into the rightmost path. Hold on. Yeah, very few tracks enter into the rightmost path. However, those that do not seem to follow through to the very end. And to give a bit more detail to the rightmost path, it would seem that various stalactites and stalagmites cover the walls and ceilings, simply hanging there, motionless.
Wallflower.
In a... I would most likely put it as like a circular formation. However,
And
none of the stalactites and stalagmites are fairly straight, and none of them seem to, I guess, clash with one another. It's like they're spaced in a very certain way.
and if I look at them a bit better, do they actually look like rocks?
They do appear to be rocks. However, other than that, the area seems to be entirely clear.
Never saw a rock formation like this. And I'm guessing I stopped where the track stopped also.
Yes.
There are a few trucks coming until here, and then they stop. I'm gonna go back. To the left side, I guess, I don't see any tracks.
To the left, you do see, you do actually see various tracks, both going through it. However, in addition to those tracks, you see what appears to be an absolutely massive beast of a demon. Not a demon, a demon.
Bonker giga.
This creature seems to be much more adapted to the life in caves. First of all, its overall massive, hulking, grayish body, and seemingly fire flowing through it, as indicated by its rightmost arm, which seems bloated and destructive.
I'm gonna point at the people for them to approach, but quietly, making a whoosh sound, so they can't see. Look there.
I'm looking.
Observing.
So do you think that's friendly? There are a lot more tracks on this side than the other one.
Is this big creature towards the town or the wallflower nest?
It is the leftmost path.
Alright. Might be a guard dog of sort.
So, you guys want to risk going the cave all the way to the bottom, or flower or village? Say the village looks the safest place, especially considering the amount of tracks here.
We should probably go to the village. I need to figure out what's going on with this bird.
Do they still have the demon carrying the wagon?
Yeah.
Let's go in.
Praying.
As you would have to like sort of like crouch and crawl to sort of get down into the little area. But once you do so and you're able to come out on the other side, you're confronted with what seems to be a singular door carved into the stone.
I'm back and listening. Where'd we go?
Village.
Pelu's house.
It's a door.
Yeah.
Stone door. Does it have carvings on it?
It's like it's a
writing?
wooden door. How do I put it? Imagine just like a wall of stone, except it's quite literally just like a little like wooden door.
Minecraft house.
Stop comparing.
Yo,
it to
it's
Minecraft.
another portal.
It's not another portal. Stop
It's another
now.
portal, bro.
Stop.
Yo, anybody got a bed?
I have the stance, and I do have a bad roll.
Is there any writing on that wooden door?
There is not. It seems to just be a door.
I don't.
I
Like
knock with the secret code, like the dut 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 dut.
It will finish the code and go dun dun.
Yeah, these people are cool.
Who are you? What do you want?
Helena just starts making lizard noises back at them.
It will make snake noises back at you. You two
Hey,
can
guys, I'm lost
communicate.
here. Someone else got to talk to this guy. He doesn't get me. Wait.
How did you get here?
One of you guys saw us fighting outside.
I'm the only one that actually lives here.
Also, was
giant
you
snake person.
just seeking safe passage here? But maybe some answers to that thing right there, and I'm gonna point to the bird.
I just realized I completely misunderstood what a basilisk was. Am I stupid?
It's like a snake with a lizard body.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, kinda. It's just like a big old snake.
You ever seen Spy Kids 2, where they go to that island?
Yeah.
There's these lizards with snake heads that I always thought were basilisks.
Yeah, you're probably thinking of the Harry Potter one.
I'm probably thinking of a lamia.
Might be thinking of the Final Fantasy versions.
Hold on. Because I gotta figure out how to want to describe this guy.
I was thinking of it looked like the Lamia too.
So that's what he's supposed to look like. Okay, yeah, that is not what this guy looks like. This guy's a lamia. I need to go back and change that.
Yeah, I
Was it
was,
supposed to be
was think-
snake people?
I was thinking something
Oh
like
yeah,
this.
that's a Lamia.
I was thinking something like this when I said snake people.
Yeah, that's very close to what he looks like. Because I guess a bit of DM insight here. The two creatures, the two actually sentient creatures that live on this mountain, are supposed to be representations of Ubiquita and the Tyrant. Ubiquita, who is a Lamia, and the Tyrant, who is a gargoyle.
The Tyrant's one of the Silver Pantheon, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. He's the
That's cringe.
he's the big one.
Ubiquitous the sea, right?
Yes.
Ubiquitous the.
Ubiquita is both. You have the Ubiquitant Sea, and then you have Ubiquita herself, who is like the main one of the main one
main
of
character?
the Golden Pantheon. She's not the main
It's the-
character.
It's like the Traveler has one god, right?
Hmm.
Is it the Traveler's god? The Ubiquita?
No. The Traveler's God, I want to say, is...
Belzarath.
Belzarath,
Yeah.
yes. And Dolstrom, I
Yeah.
want to say. Because I believe Dolstrom is
Sweet.
God of Vagrants.
Because I know it was I think Ubiquita. No, it was Belzarath. Was the bonus god, and I know it was the Traveler's one. So I didn't know it was Belzarath or Ubiquita.
Yeah, Ubiquita is, I think it's the beginning, justice, birth, and something else.
Yeah. Ubiquitous.
I did your code, man. You hit me back with it. We're cool.
Come in. And a, green Lamia will peek its head through the door. You really aren't illusions, are you?
Oh, we're actually here.
Here, come in. Get something to drink. Rest up a little while.
I could prove that we're real.
He will open up the door. You will see that he is, in fact, a Lamia. He has snake tail and everything.
So, what are you doing hauled up by yourself here?
Well, it's a long story.
Are you from the regular, well, not the regular, the plane of above, not of this hellish plane?
What do you mean, plane above?
I think that answers already.
Are you from another dimension or something?
Yes, guess you can say that.
We're not native here, that's for sure.
I can tell that just by looking at you.
Apparently, some of the creatures from this plane are leaking to our plane, causing a lot of problems.
I can imagine. Things here aren't exactly, good for anyone involved. That's why we use these giant cities to move around, and that's what you're standing on now. Or at least the remains of one.
Man, does the evil creatures also apply to that? And I'm gonna point to the bird.
His jaw will drop, and he will sort of begin to panic. You
I told you
let
that's their
a
god.
diving... You let a dove perch on you? Why?
I didn't let it. Just woke up and there it was.
He will grab a knife. You should cut it off immediately before anything bad happens. Here, let me see that. Do you
Anything
let him
bad
kill the dove?
happens. Damn.
I got no attachment to it other than physical.
Alright. He will attempt to stab it.
Oh Jesus.
Dove kills it.
He will miss.
What will happen if this dove remains? I assume
I
that
was
it's
telling you guys,
parasitic in nature.
Don't piss this thing off.
These creatures are called draining doves. Essentially, what they do is they just latch on to their host, stick with them for a couple months, and then they eat them, usually turning into some sort of bigger monster. Have you seen the Pride Bane? I take it on your way up here you fought a couple of Pride Banes, correct?
That's what
There's-
those are called, I'm sure.
That's what those were, yeah.
Here, he will... One moment, please. The tea is ready. Nice. And he will grab a bit of simmering tea. And he will pour it into a cup. For each of you. Though, this tea seems to be some shade of blue. Rather than its normal shade. And then he
It's
will
cool tea.
take off a massive, dusty book. I hate bringing this thing out. Either
I
way,
got dust in my tea.
apologies. I can get you another one. I think. I might be low on some.
Some places
drink
you have
the
to pay
tea.
extra for dust. I drink it as well.
Really? You guys' dimension must be strange. Does dust sell for anything?
Yeah. Give me some of that. I'll give you a one of these, and I put just one gold coin in front of him.
Hmm. You drive a hard bargain. All right. And he will give you some dust, and he will take the gold. One of the few things it seems that are shared between their worlds is gold. Money is a common language, after all. Either
How
way.
long have you been here? Seem to be set up pretty well here.
Yeah. I've honestly lost count. This used to be my family's home before the city fell.
Hmm.
Either
And,
way.
Is
Your
it?
family dead?
Are you the last one here in the city?
There's a couple more, but they're not exactly as friendly as me. Usually I'm just the one that helps out various travelers, some people who get stuck on the island, and try and get them back to the mainland without too much trouble. There is this one... You're not the only ones here, that it seems, though. At least from your world.
Why is that?
Hard?
Yeah, this purple tiefling lady with weird clothes came around not too long ago.
Dusk-chan.
Rainer Blue.
You two know each other?
Yeah, she's a thief.
If I see her again, I'll try and get your stuff back for you. Maybe I'll be able to bargain with this. And he will hold up the gold coin. It's just the singular one.
Or you can try to give it some dust. I'm sure she will love it.
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
know-
Say where she was going?
Do you know where she went off to?
Let's see. One moment, please. I believe she said she was going to the city of Anamoa to find something. Oh, she didn't exactly elaborate what, and when I pressed her for it, I got a knife to my throat. Oh, I should have clarified that, sorry. Animo is the giant walking city you probably saw on the way here. Those things are
The one
like
that drinks
people-
with its legs?
Hmm?
The one that drinks with its legs?
Well, yes. It doesn't exactly
Oh,
drink, I suppose it takes the lava and uses it for energy to power the runes. You see, living in hell, you can't, or abyss, I guess. Yeah, bleh. You can't exactly live within the plains. You have to live in some sort of haven in order to find safety from all the creatures here. Or else you'll just get ripped apart by all the little devilish creatures. Like that thing. He will gesture towards the dove. Either way, I have taken note of all the ones that I've encountered so far. Would you like to take a look at them?
Sure.
Alrighty. And he, in doing this, will allow you access to some of the creatures.
Is this written in common, or is this...
This is still an abyssal.
Alright.
This is a Helena read.
It is arduous, a little bit too deep for some of my companions, so allow me to translate.
While she's reading, I'm gonna start removing the handle of the broken spear. I have just the tip. Just try to fix it later.
I will copy and paste this into my notes and potentially use it.
Manipulators. It's 2d10 damage while sleeping.
Creates false passages. I'm gonna assume that's like maybe in my books.
Yeah, it's in the book.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna put it on my notes, but I'm just gonna put it also that I don't know any of it. So, and also, what's the deal with the other passage? Apparently the flower, the wallflower nests.
He will open up. He will quickly flip through his book and will rush to a new page and point out a class of creature known as ambushers. Wallflowers are terrifying creatures. They're not something you really want to get involved with. It's best to avoid them at all costs. They're these giant worms that pose as empty caverns. Then if something walks in, they snap shut.
Seems like some unlucky creatures went that path. Got some tracks leading that way.
According to this book, it sucks here.
So, one person that we know on the other plane said the wood here apparently is resistance to fire. Is that true?
Mm-hmm. Any the wood that you find here from like the trees and such, it'll burn forever. If you could manage to fish some coral out of the lava lakes, you could probably sell them in your world for a pretty big buck.
Don't know. Do you know where I can find a pole, maybe, made of that wood, to try to fix the spear?
Still adding to this big-ass book.
Now I'm imagining Helena with like 2 books in one arm and then her grass blade katana in the other, which is pretty cool.
A probably obvious note, but this is not all the monsters that I have planned.
This is just what he's experienced, and I assume this is Pliku.
You
This
can have
is
some
Pelu.
shit.
Ah,
You can have
sorry.
some shit
Oh,
slowly
but-
reading.
Pliku.
Apologies, should have introduced myself. My name is Pelu. It's good to meet you.
My name is D'Artagnan. It's great to meet you.
D'Artagnan. Interesting. Ooh.
I think she
Write that
lost
down
her
as
mind completely. I'm not gonna whisper. Now Keldar. I'm gonna talk to the old snake.
Yeah.
Devitious. Nice to meet you.
Seraphim.
He will write each of those names down in his book. Oh. Keldar, what were you asking before?
There's any poles? Just try to fix the spear that I can fit in the tip of the spear.
Oh, you got one of the Pridesbane thingies?
Yeah.
Hmm. I'm afraid I won't be able to fix it, but probably someone in one of the surviving cities will.
It seems like a whole task to get up to one of those cities. What's that kind of process like?
It's fairly simple. Once you get within range of the thing, you can just cast any sort of basic spell and it'll just draw you up. Usually they have various mages called spotters. They're the ones that kind of see someone, pull them up.
How
Casting the
friendly
spell
are
is
these?
just- Hmm?
How friendly is this moving city to outsiders like us?
I mean, they have to be in order to survive and keep going. People are constantly seeking out havens like that. I would go to one myself, but I can't exactly make the journey.
Well, we're making our way to that one that's close by.
Sure. That seems pretty dangerous, you know? Ah, moth, fuck. A moth just dive bombed my face. Why? I hate my life.
IRL Hellmoth.
I want to die. Continue with your RP.
would you perchance travel with us as a guide through to sort of get to that city? It's imperative that we make it there.
Depends on the route you take. There's not exactly a safe route to the city. The farthest I've
can
ever
go-
been is past that giant creature, roams in the caves. And even past that, there's a sleeping Manticore, just waiting to see if someone crawls by.
Do you know of any other paths that you would suggest that might be safer?
Pelu will shake his head. I'm afraid not. Going all the way over the mountain means you're constantly assaulted by Pridesbanes. Going through the mountain, it means, well, you have to go through the caverns. This route seems to be the safest one out of the three. Though there's always the idea of just go around the mountain by sailing through the lava.
Sailing through the... How would that be possible?
Pelu will shrug. Not sure. I saw someone do it once. I have no idea how.
So, what do you guys think?
Going through is the safest option. I don't know how long it would take for us to get out and to that town.
It sounds... Pelu, you've made it past one of those great creatures in the cave, right?
Only once. That was when the thing was distracted because it was fighting another one of its own kind.
This is valuable information.
Do you think there's anything through that wallflower?
He will shrug. Can't say. Haven't really been down that path.
This Manticore is no joke. This is on par with the Joker, gentlemen. I'd just like to put this out there.
The Joker. I'm sorry, that
We
made me
fought
giggle.
something.
Because I just
We
imagined
fought something strong, but with the help of our gods, I doubt there's a god down here.
We do need something to pull our wagon when it grows back again. I think that can be it.
Out of character, 531 HP.
Okay.
Helena. No, even by my standards, this thing is just barely conquerable.
For some reason, I'm leaning towards the ambush that ambusher on the other side. Somehow set up a trap for the wallflower. Because that thing probably killed a few amount of travelers. Probably has some stuff there on that side, be it loot or just information with what travelers carried with them.
Killing that wallflower. From what I've read and experienced, sound is going to attract some of the creatures in this area. It seems that they're reactive to magic as well. So we're gonna have to be careful as to how we take care of any of this.
I will say, if you are incredibly insistent on getting past that Manticore, I believe I could make a trade for something if you'd like.
I have this monkey. He's been incredibly loyal to me. Dennis, get in here.
What's a monkey? Oh. It's
I
ugly.
show him Dennis. No, look what it can do. And then Dennis just does monkey things.
Do a flip.
You also have that prime dust. He just gave it to you.
I can give it back to you if you'd like. You can keep the gold too.
No. There's something else I'd like. Here. He will set something onto the table that seems to be some sort of swirling light purple potion. And then he will sort of like rummage around in the back, and he will pull out what seems to be a fishing pole.
Fishing mini games.
What's this for?
Here, hold on, let me scroll through these books. There's something I've been wanting to try for a little while. Could finally get me out of this
Ocean
rock.
Man.
Ocean man.
Take me by the hand, lead me to the land.
Now, here we go. There's a few fish I would like for you to catch and bring back to me. If you could find any one of them, that'll be fine, and I'll happily give this potion to you.
What'd that potion do?
This potion will put anything in a nearby area to sleep. If you can somehow manage to get past that berserker, you'd be able to get past the Manticore just fine if you're able to, you know, keep quiet in your steps.
Cravarus looks at his heavy armor.
You may want to take that off when you're trying to pass.
Hey, Belzarath, I bet you got a few things.
Have you tried? Why not use the unseen servant?
Belzarath will stare blankly into the abyss. Either way,
Unseen servant. No, yeah.
We can probably try to capture one of those bridesbane flying around. Maybe toss them in the wallflowers, and as soon as it starts to eat the creature, we do the jump in the wallflower and try to kill it and see what is behind it. Maybe there is another path, who knows? Because that berserker right there, I have a feeling it would fail even one of us. It might be even more dangerous than a Manticore.
If he doesn't have information on it, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's dangerous.
So, old man, who do you think would, if a Manticore appeared here for another berserker, who do you think would win the fight?
oh, the Manticore easily. Manticore would probably rip it in half the moment it saw it.
And you saw us fight. Do you think we have a chance against that creature?
Mm-mm. Not in a million years, unfortunately. That berserker thing, but from what I was able to tell from watching that thing fight, is it quite literally just tries to outpower and outbrute force the other thing. It seems to have some level of intelligence, as it seemed to just explode the ceiling with that giant, overpowered fist with it has. Though other than that, it doesn't seem to be very intelligent at all.
Now, what kind of fish are you looking for?
One moment, please. Give me just a second. And he will write up a list.
While you write that up, just let me have an aside very quickly, alright?
You got it.
Boys, gather up, gather up.
Gathering, right?
Gathering.
Alright. We need a fishing pole. That's for sure. There's one of this guy. And there's 5 of us. Plus Dennis watching the door. I'm gonna go ahead and say we punk this guy for the fishing pole. And try and make our way through. We got the information we need. I got this book. He ain't taking that from me.
Why would we do
Did,
that?
hey, did he take my bird off, or did he just miss and give up?
Nah, that bird's still there.
I'm still here, you know. You're still in my house.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't
I
need to
mean,
get
You're
that
right.
seems like a
violent.
horrible idea.
Excuse me. It's a private conversation.
If
Okay, Seraphim. Okay.
Here, I think he looks like an okay fella. I think if he really wants the fish, it would be okay to lend us the fishing pole. And if we get the fish, I say maybe give it to us as a payment.
She did say something earlier about like the getting a fish and had something to do with getting off the island, right? Or something like that. Right?
Hmm?
When talking about like getting a fish, they were referring to finally getting off of this island or something like that.
Yes. One of the, each of those fish would enable him to finally be able to get off the island safely.
Would it be able to get all of us off safely?
It would be able to get him off safely because he'd be taking that fish.
And then we get potions plus other rewards.
Would this fish that you want us to get, would they be useful to us as well?
No, no.
I never fished myself, but I'm sure as we're trying to get this fish, we'll get some other stuff that might be useful. Be it for food or whatever this old man wants.
So,
And who knows, while we're fishing, we might find the crazy man that sailed through the lava.
which route would you like to take? As it is almost 9:30 and I need to go make food and do Python work. Apologies.
I don't know.
Alternatively, we could end the episode here. You could discuss it all offline, and then we start the next episode with your choice.
We can try to discuss now a bit.
Because I kind of need to go make food.
But I never trust too much a whole party going stealth. Because I think one of us might get caught.
The rolls.
Yeah.
One of us will get caught.
And I'm legit leaning towards setting an ambush on the wallflower. It probably has some nice loot in there. From all the people we killed.
And as far as combat, regarding the book, it is the lesser of the two. It's 30 strength, 30 constitution. Oh, Jesus.
That's a big boy.
Yeah.
But 200 HP versus
500.
Manticore, 531.
Yeah, I'm guessing the Berserk would be between the two, the Wallflower and the Manticore.
I was trying not to abuse Belzarath because he wasn't here, but I'm sure he would have runes to possibly duplicate the sleeping potion, and if not, help us ambush the Wallflower. Probably thinks he'd be pretty excited to do.
Yeah.
How the fuck does a Manticore have 531 HP?
Add it all together. Also, I did warn that there are creatures present in Hell that can TPK the party with ease. The Manticore being one of them.
Also, I think we should probably remove the dove.
It might be a good idea. I
Later,
don't
after
wanna
the
turn into a
Wallflower.
bird.
Manticore,
so?
by the way, is one of 4 creatures in the Destroyer class.
The only one we know about now.
And it was the one that I wanted to tame.
Yeah, we're not taming that motherfucker.
We are.
Just
Well,
try
we'll
and
see.
tame it. It's easy.
Wisdom 27, int 27.
He's huge.
Yeah, we'll totally fucking do that. Yeah, smile.
What's
Unless-
Got a
the
little a
sustainable,
nat
right?
20 plus guidance.
Only a 17 AC. It's easy.
Yeah. What could
Then
go
go
wrong?
solo it then if it's so easy.
But
Just hit.
what I would like to do is we go fishing, go down. We'll probably find more stuff to fight, more of those bright banes. We knock the one or two out, tie them up, and throw them in the wallflower, and try to kill the wallflower.
This Mandalorian style.
And if we fail, we go the Bazak's way. Try to go stealthily, or we create a distraction somehow.
Yeah, but what if we slept? What if we just like said nah?
You also have to remember how long does the rune to reduce the size of the wagon lasts?
I had just assumed he has been recasting it so far, though he only gets
okay.
3 uses of that rune, and he probably is on his 3rd use right now.
Okay, just we're in a tiny space and it grows and it kills everyone.
Yeah, trying to fight a wallflower while on a time limit.
Make the wallflower tiny and put it in the cave with the Manticore.
True.
We can try to charge the explosives maybe, and tie something up for the wallflower and toss it in.
Helena is absolutely willing to sacrifice Dennis at a given moment. That's just out there, you know?
Can we recharge the explosives? How do they work?
Once you use the explosives, they're exploded.
So we only have one left. The
My get out
crossbow.
of jail free card, I've been calling it.
Either way, it is currently 9:30 p.m. my time. I have dinner to eat. I have some Python programming I need to do.
Hey, go on, man.
I apologize for
My
this.
dinner's been ready.
Yeah,
for
we can
forever.
we can discuss now and type it in.
I'm very
in
sorry.
how small it.
And I thank you all for being able to play.
Goodbye.
See you.
Thank you.
How has hell been so far?
It's been nice.
Horrible. I hate it.
Madge, why can't I run headfirst at the boss monster?
Why must there be RP?
Why?
Bad.
Right.
man.
I'm gonna stop recording. Goodbye.